One-hit wonders and or only one big hit. It's a shame when it happens and the rest of the record is awesome, but nobody knows about it. I'm going to give you 5 just like that coming right up. Hey, it's Russ from the Infectious Groove Podcast and Vinyl Channel, and if you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button below, drop a like on the video as well. Both of those things help the channel out immensely. Also, we have a Facebook group for vinyl discussion now. I always post when there's new videos in there, but everybody in there is always talking about whatever records they're spinning, collecting, looking for, and so on. So there's a link for that in the description below. Make sure to go ahead and click on that, join the group, be part of the party. Now, as far as one-hit wonders go, there are so many out there where the entire record is fantastic and nobody knows it. These ones that I'm going to feature today are ones that could be debatable. I find that a lot of times when you talk about one-hit wonders, I tend to be the guy who's like, oh, they had that other one that was kind of a hit too. But by and large, these ones that I'm going to feature today are from bands who they're known for one song in particular. May not fit right into that bucket of one-hit wonder, but they're generally known for the one song. And I personally think the entire album from these artists is fantastic, maybe even more than a few, so we'll get into it. One is the New Radicals. Now, anybody who's heard this band, I think, would qualify them as a one-hit wonder for the song You Only Get What You Give. This record, Maybe You've Been Brainwashed Too, is just absolutely fantastic from start to finish, and it's a big bummer that this wasn't there weren't more hits off of this record. The rest of the album, if you like that song, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but the rest of the album is more of that. Like, it's more of that really catchy pop, a little bit of punk sound, a little bit of rock sound, but just a fantastic overall album. And for whatever reason, just that one hit, You Only Get What You Give, was the one that carried on, and that's really all that they're known for. So if you get a chance, check out the rest of this album, Maybe You've Been Brainwashed Too. Really fantastic album that I think should be known for more than that one song. The next one is one that I'm not even going to feature the album that their big hit is off of, is a band, the Georgia Satellites. Now, the Georgia Satellites are known for the biggest song off of their first album, the Keep Your Hands to Yourself, and then they had kind of a mild hit with a cover of Hippie Hippie Shake that ended up on the Cocktail soundtrack. But not only is the rest of their first record absolutely fantastic, but this here, the second album, Open All Night, again, I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but it's more of the same. It's great blues hard rock. It's just really fantastic blues hard rock. And for me, the showcase of this is actually a cover. There's a cover of Don't Pass Me By the Beatles on their second album, Open All Night, that is stunningly good. Like, it's everything you would think the Georgia Satellites would sound like doing the Beatles' somewhat country song Don't Pass Me By. It is absolutely fantastic. So if nothing else, at least check that out. And if you like that, I would tell you that there's a lot more to the Georgia Satellites that you should check out. So, of course, their first one, their self-titled album with Keep Your Hands to Yourself. The rest of that record's great. But dig into this, the second album, the Open All Night. What a wonderful album. The next two are actually albums that popped into my head that made me think of the topic for this video. I thought, man, those are really good albums, and no one knows them for anything except for the one song. And the first one is Gautier, Making Mirrors. Now, again, this is like the New Radicals. If you know of Gautier, if you know of Making Mirrors, you probably know of it for somebody that I used to know, which is a great song. And this one is a little different in that I wouldn't say that the rest of the album sounds exactly like that. There's a lot of diverse sounds on this record. Right from the way it starts with, Making Mirrors is an instrumental that kicks it off, but Easy Way Out is a completely different sound than somebody that I used to know. Then you get into that, the big hit that everyone knows. But the next run of this record, I Feel Better, In Your Light, State of the Art, completely different sounds from one song to another. to give you an idea, the pairing up of I Feel Better and In Your Light, the easiest way I could describe it is I Feel Better is straight up Motown. Straight up Motown sound. And then after that, you go into almost like a mid 80s Peter Gabriel sound. And then after that, with State of the Art, is like a electronic sound almost. It's hard to describe, but really, really fantastic album from start to finish. And the only thing people know this album for is the one hit, Somebody That I Used to Know. Another one that's like that for me, and again, this can't be stressed enough, this entire album is just fantastic. Shooting Rubber Bands at the Stars by Edie Brickell and New Bohemians. It's their debut record, and really, again, this is one I said earlier, somebody's going to say, oh, well, they had that one hit. There was another mild hit off of this record called Circle, a great acoustic ballad, but by and large, if you ask anybody about Edie Brickell and New Bohemians, most of the time they're going to say that they know What I Am, which is the first track on the record. Great song, fantastic song, and indicative of the quality of what else is on the record, but there's so much underrated on here that is just fantastic that no one ever talks about. Little Miss S, Nothing, She, I mean, just there's not a bad track on the record, and if you like What I Am, you'll like the rest of the record, but I would not say this falls in the category of everything on the rest of the record sounding exactly like What I Am. Just really, really upper echelon of late 80s music, and doesn't get anywhere near the respect that they deserve as a band, let alone for this one album. So if you have that 7-inch single for What I Am, and you've never given the full record a shot, check it out. It's Shooting Rubber Bands at the Stars, Edie Brickell and the Bohemians. Fantastic full album. Now this next one is kind of a twofer. Again, this is a band who is, some folks would say, okay, well, they have that one big hit, and then they have they also had that kind of hit. Off their debut album, Blind Melon had No Rain is probably the song everyone knows them for. And yes, Tones of Home was a minor hit off of the same record, and I really don't think anything else would qualify as a hit, quote unquote. But not only this LP, but their second album, Soup. Both of these are absolutely fantastic albums that don't get anywhere near the love that they deserve. And I would say of the two, Soup is a far more diverse album than the debut LP. The debut LP, again, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but a lot of the songs on the debut album have the same vibe. Not as No Rain, but they have the same vibe as each other. And then the second album, Soup, nearly every song on it brings a different vibe to the table. It's a completely different experience. And again, for whatever reason, almost the whole world heard No Rain and was like, got it, we're all set on Blind Melon, and never really gave their second record a shot. There is a third that was completed called Nico that I haven't spent enough time with, so I can't put my name on that and just say, oh, for sure, check that out. But if you've never given this a shot, the rest of their first album from Blind Melon, and definitely the second album, Soup, give those a shot. So that's kind of a rundown. Now, you know, when I do these videos, these are not top 5 or anything like that. I just want to share 5 in general. So please make sure to drop a comment below and let me know what bands, you know, had that one hit or 1 or 2 hits where the rest of the record is absolutely killer and you need more people to hear it. Because I want to hear it, and I want everybody else in the comments to see it and make sure that they are taking in more of this music that maybe we all thought the band was good for one song, the band or artist, and there's so much else out there that we're missing. So I greatly appreciate that. Again, if you haven't, please hit the subscribe button. If you get a chance, hit the link below and join the Vinyl Facebook group. But no matter what, I always appreciate. Thank you so much for watching.